These are specific Fullbringer abilities and feats?
Yes, these are specifically feats. I
Okay.
can think of abilities some other day.
Okay, and then this is the
And
gauntlet
then,
one. Okay, perfect.
mhm.
All right, let's start with the first one. Arma de la Derecha. Fullbringer, level 10 plus. Your Fullbringer evolves through intense training or during an intense battle, forming a weapon of similar style as your initial Fullbring, but considerably much stronger. You gain the following benefits. You get additional Fullbring armament called Arma de la Derecha. This armament counts as an additional weapon for the purposes of the two-handed weapon. Okay, even if the weapon does not have the light property. This armament only gains the magic weapon feature. Level 10, 15, 20, one Bankai armament. When you would gain a Bankai armament, this way you gain. Okay.
So it's supposed to say you gain one Bankai armament. Thanks for catching that.
Yeah. If you originally had a weapon that has a two-handed property, you are able to wield both with one hand each as long as you have two arms and you have strength. Okay, so and then when you would use your armament, use your armament, unless you reduce the cost of the armament by one. You would need to say like I guess specifically here the SB cost, but I get what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
So this is basically just supposed to mimic Chad.
Yes.
His left arm, yeah.
Yeah. So okay. I am not a big fan of trying to use exact things from the show, especially when they're named exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
I am flexible in how to go around it. Like for example, Spirit Blast. That's basically Getsuga Tensho,
Yeah.
and every other similar thing that can be used to substitute for any of the attacks that people use. So that's how I get around that. So implementing this, the wording would have to be a little bit different.
For sure.
Let me see, getting additional Fullbring armaments accounts.
But I thought you can only be attuned to one at a time.
Yeah, that's another problem with this one. But
I
per
see.
the rules, you can only be attuned to one armament at a time.
But so I guess then what about dual Zanpakuto? Sorry.
So that's still one Zanpakuto, one armament manifested in
Manifested
two,
as two.
yeah, in two forms.
Got it.
Yeah, but there's still
So
just one armament that you're tuned to.
Part
particularly
of the same spirit, I guess.
So, like I told you earlier, because I was reading the Supercharged. When I was reading Supercharged, I saw that, and I'm like, that's pretty crazy. And the reason I made Alma de la Derecha was so that this counts as your Bankai. Because at the time, obviously, Supercharged only works for Shinigamis.
Oh, actually, okay. I think we can maybe start there. So I'm thinking of not renaming, but making a uniform name for everything. So how every okay, like Zanbakuto, the Hailbogen, and the Fullbring, they're all armaments,
And the doll.
but each one is called differently, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I need one for Bankai. So I was thinking of like Awakened, Ascended, or something like that, but each class calls it differently. So like, a Shinigami that's Ascended, it's basically called Bankai. For a Quincy that's Ascended, it's called Volstandig. And then I would have to find something else for the other two. But I need a generic word for them. So then so that I can change these armaments and say like when you would become Ascended, you gave these benefits instead of saying when you go into Bankai, because technically by raw, that would mean only Shinigami gain access to it, which I want everybody to gain access to it. So I need to change it. So what's something I can change? I have my head on Ascended, but I don't know if you guys have something better.
Oh, what? No. Well, maybe.
I
got
like
any ideas?
Ascended. I
EJ
like
Ascended
Ascended
does
as
sound good.
the universal wording for all of them.
Yeah.
So obviously, Fullbringer and Bound have their own things. Quincy will have theirs, but they're all have like an ascended
Yeah.
keyword. Or
How-
something like
Maybe
that.
we just make it ascended ability all across the board.
Yeah. Well, the word. So like,
Yeah.
it's like when you become Ascended, and then each class. So like Shinigami, their Ascended is called Bankai, but it's Ascended. Kind of like how the Shinigami have Zanpakuto and the Quincy have the Halig Bogen. But in the book, by rules for like abilities, they're called armaments, just to make it simple.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking Ascended. I don't know what you guys think about that.
I like Ascended just because it's a
Me too.
basic word keyword that everyone's going to be able to recognize. Simple, and you know, again, everyone's gonna understand it.
Okay. So then I can go through real quick and let's see. I guess we'll go down the list and we'll change everything right now. Actually, let me add it to my to-do list real quick. I can do that later. Let's go through this stuff first. Okay, so that's going to be Ascended. Where's my phone at? Let me go here. Add it to my notes.
Alma de la Derecha was anyway a feature that I was very off and on about.
I can agree with what you're trying to do, and I do like it. However, I think it's trying to do too much for a feat.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything's Ascended. Now I need one real quick, I guess, before we move on to this. I don't think Fullbringer or Bounce have an Ascended form.
No.
I found the bounds have the whole the fusion one where they can fuse with their doll
But
armament.
that's also like level 20 at the same time.
to give
Yeah,
one to,
that's only something that one chick, that one Bounce was able to do. I don't think it was ever explicitly stated that they all can do it, which is why I made it a level 20 ability. So I'm like, you know what? I'll give it to everybody, but later, like really late.
That's fair.
So that's something where I'm not sure, and there's not a lot of info on Bounce, so I don't know if that's something all of them can do, unfortunately.
That's fair.
I know in the D20 system they called it the Fullbring Evolution, but I wasn't a big fan of what they were calling it, honestly. Yeah, it would be under the armaments, actually. Yeah, Bankai. So I go here. Okay, well, yeah, I don't need to change it there. So that's that. I'll change the word there. Doll. For doll, I don't know where I would change it, where I would give it to them, how they would go about doing it.
Alright, time to go to Wiki.
And it would have to be a level 10, because that's where they would get it. Oh, I also made change to the doll to make it a little bit more unique, depending on the type you picked.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I didn't see that update.
It hasn't gone up yet. I haven't posted it yet.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah, so you guys are getting a sneak peek.
Hell yeah!
This will be the template to the creation. Though there are several differences between such as some dolls being fully sentient people.
Yeah, let's go.
Though every bound has their particular bond with a unique doll, some can use a matching without any training, while others must perform a special ritual device by Jin, Gaia, and Ugaki. Even if the bound is not strong enough, blah 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 blah.
Also, why does it say it requires achievement by Quincy for the doll?
The what?
Look where it says legendary
Oh!
requires achievement by a.
That never happened.
By a bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking
Hey,
about, Ben. What do you mean? It says bound.
I know, I'm supposed to be one of those weird, I guess, like Father Furious or something.
Good catch. Yeah. Oh, I should probably go through all of them. I want to make sure they're all matching. Fullbring. By Fullbringer. Yep.
Oh, that's right, because the
Quincy.
arcade basically Ichigo go,
By Shinigami.
I don't have Bankai anymore.
Oh, okay.
Bound Crest. Hey, new Sky has ritual to summon Wayne. Wayne. I can't say those names.
Yeah.
I think they're all German.
They were going German before Tite Kubo decided Quincy was going to be for sure German.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
don't
guess
know
that
why they
also
could just-
means
yeah,
bounce
okay.
aren't technically canon then.
Yeah.
Symmetrical emblem on them serving as the default insignia of the bound. This symbol also appears on various spells used by the bound. Use about crest dolls can be summoned with the command Zagadit. I probably said that wrong. Ritual device.
Oh, that's my dogs.
You're fine.
Yeah, they looks like at least across the board they never get like a bald form aside from that one chick, Yoshino. That chick. Then she
Yeah.
died, did she? Yeah, she did die.
Hello? Oh, I.
Yeah, bounce is the pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I could just delete them.
I don't think anyone's gonna care.
I
Even if the-
honestly don't think anyone would care either.
It's like Fullbringer people are gonna care because they're canon and chat is sick in paper.
I mean, I think bounds could be deleted, but I don't think Fullbringer should get that fight.
No, because Fullbringers technically are canon. No, they are canon.
Yeah,
The
They are definitely
bounce
canon.
are not. So I could get rid of them for now, and then come
Yeah,
back
man.
to them later.
Hey,
That's a good idea.
If maybe if this show the anime brings back the arc, then who knows?
Yeah. You know what you could do? Maybe you could make your own completely like new race or something, Lewis.
That takes a lot.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Too much that I don't care to do so.
That's fair.
Because that is a lot of stuff. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to delete them, and I'll come back to them later. 'Cause right now they're just taking up space in the book.
Yeah.
So let me take a screenshot so I don't forget all the stuff I worked on. There we go. Save that.
Hybrid form. Goef can merge with Yoshino by exploding in a turn of fire, condensing inner flame down blah 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 blah. And this is the arc where Ichigo just gets his form back again, I guess. Okay.
So doll gets rid, and then Fullbringer as well. Where's Fullbringer? I mean Fullbringer. Bounce. Bounce as well. Actually, I want to copy the whole text to make it easier for me. There we go. Notepad. Save. Bounce. Race. Archive. There we go. Oh my god, these boys need to shut up. Okay. That's still part of them. Doll, yep, okay. Goodbye, Bounce.
Okay.
Just gotta go here now. Oh, table cons, there we go. Bounce. Where is Bounce? Bounce. Gown.
But you're gonna have to fix all of that. Oh god.
Oh well, it happens.
Yeah.
I wish there's a way to auto generate here. Like they don't have a feature here to just create based off of like
Just like correlated to the word.
not the word, but like all of these are made with like specific hashtags. You see, so I wish it would
Yeah.
just auto do that, but it doesn't. So it's like really annoying. Then I have to manually go through and do it,
As someone who works on homebrewery, I feel that, buddy.
and it's such a pain.
Well,
Such a
'cause now
pain.
I'm making this Dragon Ball one for system because I know how to mess with homebrewery.
Okay, send me a link, Geo, after the session.
So yeah, I will. It's
Thanks.
so annoying. Because I know I'm gonna have to go back and link all of the pages to the correlating page.
Yeah, yeah, it's rough. Okay. Doll. Doll is gone. Okay. Okay. Where's my big update change log? That is not that date.
Goodbye, bozos.
So now we just gotta go to Fullbring. Whoops. Pages don't match up anymore. Okay. What are we gonna call their thing? Does Fullbring have a word? I know they got powered up by taking Ichigo's power. And I wonder if that had like, if they got worded or something.
Let's check. I know, like, obviously their abilities had an upgrade. Cause what's his face? I mean they were able to make like their own little domain expansion type shit.
Yeah.
Okay, it was just called the Shinigami Power Fusion from when they took Ichigo's power. That sounds stupid.
Yeah.
It does.
Ha.
I'm trying to think of like Spanish words that sound sick.
Yeah, they were. No, I also don't really want to use Spanish just because that's the whole
Their whole shtick.
stick with the hollows. But however, I was thinking of if I had to make up names and words for the Fullbring, maybe Latin.
That's cool.
It's a good way to go around it because that's what I used for their stuff for their execution, like the names and like their own divisions, what they're called. I made them Latin.
Well, I met. Yeah.
Kind of still in line with a bit of Spanish, sort of, because that's kind of where it's derivative from.
That Spanish is derived from Latin, and it's what is a Romance language, right?
Yeah, so I was thinking of using that. I was thinking also of using some other Romance languages similar to Spanish, but I was
like
a big
Portuguese, French.
Yeah, maybe not French, maybe like Portuguese, because that's a little bit closer. But I was a big fan of Latin, so I just went with Latin.
They speak Portuguese in Brazil and Angola and a few others.
Yeah.
And Portugal, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. How do you say this word?
That's all it's called. I would need to think of another one.
So.
The original one that I saw on here from like the D21 is they just called it Fullbring Evolution. I could name it that, but I'm not a big fan of it.
Sounds boring, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
So having a little bit of jazz, I guess, a little bit of like
Pizzazz.
Cool. Yeah, pizzazz. Yeah, like Bunkai.
Yeah.
So I'm looking through, because I want to think of like what power combination, but in Latin sounds like, because in English that sounds boring, but in Latin that could sound different.
Everything sounds so much better when it's a different language.
As someone who speaks another language, I disagree, but we can say that.
Fair enough. Is that wait? You speak Spanish as well, right, Geo?
I do.
Yeah.
Compagina.
Well, when it's a lot of language that you don't understand, is what I should have said.
Potentia compagina.
Ascendit.
That's too big. That's like too long.
Inevectus.
Well, one of the words for Latin for ascended is inevictus.
I like that.
That rolls off the tongue. Sick too.
Inevictus.
Ascendit. Inevectus.
Yeah, here for you, so you guys can see it.
Invectus.
You know, there's still one country in the world that has Latin as an official language.
I wouldn't be surprised.
What'd you say? Sorry, I didn't get
There's
that.
one country that still has the language of Latin as an official language.
Where?
Vatican City.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, I guess I can just name it. I mean, they don't. Yeah, they don't also have just a Bankai form, so it'd be weird to just force them to have one.
I mean, you could just say optional.
Nah, not optional either, because then there's no point of doing it.
I mean, their Bankai no, that's not, cause it is only an Ichigo and chat thing
Ginjo?
where they just had their Fullbringer just kind of grew, and then they had like that second state,
Yeah.
but no one else. I mean, at least neither of the Fullbringers that we know like exhibited a.
Yeah, Ginjo was able to go to Bankai because he was a substitute Shinigami.
Was a substitution Shinigami.
As well as a Fullbringer, yeah.
And Fullbringers, none of them go, so.
And we could just give them other buffs aside from, I guess, like a transformation ability.
I guess I can say from like level 10, you can just start picking up Bankai abilities.
The one thing I like, yeah, I was gonna say, and like I can think for the purpose of features and abilities, you can just say they count as Bankai or Ascended when they use these abilities. When they're using their.
I would then have to like supercharge. I think I would need to change the wording.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels bad that Fullbringers don't have an ascended form because Quincy get one, the Shinigami get one.
Hey, TJ Kubo, get working, buddy.
Right? I think I just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm just. Yeah, I guess they just don't get one. That's just.
I think they're just kind of fucked in that department.
Yeah, I know. Which is why I'm giving them a lot of stuff where they can kind of pick from any. They're not limited to any,
Mm-hmm.
one type. They can just pick and choose wherever they want. I guess that's just
Yeah.
where their strength's going to be, and that's just how it's going to be, I guess.
I don't know.
Yep. Okay, it's level 10. I'm going to. How's that spelled again? I'm just going to change this so they get. They can just pick up level.
How to say the Harry Potter spell? Invectus.
I mean, yeah, I guess I could go in Harry Potter and like steal some shit too from there.
True, actually, unironically.
Yeah. Oh, where is it at? Here we go. Okay. Starting from level 10. Hmm. How's that? What do you guys think of that?
Starting from 10th level, when you would select an armament ability, you can choose ascendant abilities. You can choose one ascendant ability per level. I like that.
But doesn't it always say in like kind of in the full bring up ability right there at the top, white? It says you can choose Bankai abilities at 11th level or higher.
Oh, I'll just get rid of that. Starting from level 11.
Because they get their armaments at an odd number.
Yeah. There you go. Problem solved. Boom.
And yeah,
Bing,
picking
bada,
it
boom.
up At least for now, they can get more Bankais than a Shinigami because they can select any.
Yeah, even though they don't have a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A transformation ability, yeah.
Okay.
Or Ascended now. I
Okay. You can only choose one ascended. Okay. Choose ascended abilities. While released, you are considered ascended for any ability requiring you to be. What do you think of the wording on that?
I like it. The only real complaining I have is you put your with the YOUR and an R. Before anyone gets on your ass for that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Before anyone gets on your ass for that.
Your
so-
R. Yeah.
There you go. You can only choose one ascended ability per level. I like that because it's basically saying like you're pretty strong, and your thing can now do it. You don't gain any benefits, like strong benefits, but you are able to still output a lot of damage.
Yeah, while you would select an armor ability, you can choose ascended abilities. While released, you're considered ascended for any abilities. For any. I'm gonna just say you're considered ascended. I don't think I need to add the rest of that. I think I can cut all that out. While released, you're considered ascended. Okay, so if anything ever says you're in Bankai, there you go. You can only choose one ascended ability per level. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm okay with that. So I'll go through and change the wording for everything else. Change wording accordingly. Okay. Let's go back here. So now that we have there, so I think if this is supposed to be like Chad's thing, then you would need to change it to your it changes your armament to be like Chad, like it becomes your arm.
Okay. So, attaches to your body.
I would say it becomes one of your arms, which if you want to use the appropriate correct limb for the name of it, but it's up. I mean, you can also just say whatever.
Alma del cuerpo. There you go. Please tell me to ignore that. This armament counts as an additional weapon for the purposes of not two-handed, two-weapon fighting. There you go.
Let me see. Some counts as
And
additional
then
weapon
remove
first.
the Bankai abilities.
Yeah, remove the Bankai stuff because that's like crazy for a feat to give you. It's like super powerful. I would change it to so your armor becomes one of your arms. Becomes one of your arms of your choice. So you can so they can choose which arm they want it to be. The armament loses any weapon, what's it called? Weapon properties. There you go.
Weapon properties.
I just got an idea.
Sure.
If we're always like running low on players, how about I could just find some people in my local game so you might want to join in here, or I could find or something.
I think it's too late for that now.
If you mean
I
right
can
now,
find
then
people.
Right now,
Not obviously
no.
why. No, not right now. I mean, like after this, like when we all have free time or something, or at least when I have free time. May.
Oh, well, then they have to be in the Patreon though.
They would.
Yeah,
You're
I
right.
want to keep this to the Patreon. You can choose. So your armament becomes. I can say instead of becomes, it fuses with one of your arms. Your armament fuses.
No. What I meant was like to find someone who'd be willing to join the Patreon.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'll try and find some people who'd be willing to do that.
So armament loses any weapon properties when you pick this feat. You don't have to say when you pick this feat. That's kind of redundant. Properties. Your armament fuses into one of your arms of your choice. This armament loses any weapon properties.
Would have to be gone because it's the same armament. Yep.
Yeah. Same with for the purposes of two weapon fighting, you would get rid of that.
And then you would use your armament. Security cost of the armament by 1 SP.
Let's see. Your arm fuses into one of your arms of your choice. This armament loses any weapon properties. For the purposes of two weapon fighting, even if the weapon does not have the light property. Okay. I would get rid of that sentence. That sentence would have to be redone.
This one?
Yeah, I would get rid of it. We'd have to redo that one.
Yep.
Your armament fuses into one of your arms. This armament loses any weapon properties. You are still able to use your arm as normal. Trying to think. What else?
We're not make it deal on additional weapons or an additional damage or not damage die, damage step. So if you have a 1d8, it becomes a 1d10. A 1d10 becomes a 1d12, so on and so forth. Also probably remove this because it's no longer going to be a level 10 feature.
Put a period right there. A new bullet point. If your unarmed strike damage is greater than your armament damage, you can use your unarmed strike die instead. Unarmed strike damage dice. Oh, the first one too, as well. The first part, the beginning.
If you're unarmed strike, damage die. I guess dice, yeah, because there's normally just one instance.
Yeah. If your unarmed strike damage dice is greater than your armament damage, you can just say greater than your armament and take out damage because it's implied. You can use your unarmed strike damage dice instead. Yep. I like that. When you would use an armament, I guess an armament ability. That one, beginning of that one, I would say starting at level 10.
Starting at level 10?
Yeah, starting at level 10 when you would use an armament ability. No. Get rid of that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So starting at level 10, when you would use an armament ability, you reduce the cost of the armament ability or armament. Can I just say ability by 1?
You reduce the cost of the ability by 1 SP. Yeah. Or make it easier. Starting at level 10, armament abilities cost 1 less. One less SP. That makes it all the way shorter.
Armament abilities cost
1 SP less or 1 less SP. However you want to do it. Doesn't really. Minimum 1. And then a period at the end of the.
parentheses.
Yeah.
Oh, that's common.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think this is yep, I think that's pretty good.
Mhm.
Functions exactly like Chad's kind of thing. You can still use all the abilities from it. Just arms use as normal. If your unarmed strike damage is greater, you can use it in place of it. And that way you can scale. You can go into like other stuff, go into unarmed strike, and then it'll work really good with it. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. What do you think about it?
I like it. It's a
I
good-
like
you
it.
can- First of all, you can start off with this.
Yep.
If since you're a human, and with it being like you can pick a great sword, have a 2d6. It's good since Fullbringer options doesn't normally give you regular armament abilities.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I guess at the
Or-
beginning, your armament. I guess you can change that word to your full bring, because technically it's your full bring. Yeah. Yep. Cool. Okay. Yep, I like it.
Nice.
All right, let's go to the second one here. Escudo de los Tumbas. Your full bring evolves through intense punishment. Your body being able to take more damage and being able to evade the damage taken. You gain the following benefits. When you activate your armament, any damage you take is reduced by an amount equal to half the max spell once you have. The wording's
Yeah, obviously. I
not
made
right.
this.
So I activate it and then I reduce damage for that one instance.
Ah,
So it should be while your armament is active.
See, I made this like months ago. All your armament, but you got the point.
Yeah, as intended. I understood what you meant. As written doesn't work. Any damage you take is reduced by an amount equal to half the max spell points you have. Interesting.
So like at
Interesting.
max, that would be like how many spells points do Fullbringers get? I know it was like a crazy number. So Fullbringers, the amount of spell points they get is amount of level plus proficiency bonus. So 26. So at most 13 damage reduction.
Okay.
But that's like 20th level at the same time.
Yeah. So, this is. I don't know how I feel about the first ability, basically scaling off your max spell points, and the second one, basing off strength. I think it needs to be a little bit more cohesive, because you can be so like if I'm a strength-based person, it's like, oh, this is great, but it's
But
going off
then-
of my max spell points, like, oh, that doesn't really do much. And then if you're like, oh, I'm a spellcaster, I can just pick it up for the first ability and not care about the other ones. The other ones are just like, they'll be better later on, but right now they're just trash. Or like at least for sure the second one. So it's only like,
Fair.
yeah, strength person likes number 1 and likes number 2.
Oh,
Spellcaster
you can go-
likes number 1 and likes number 3, but not number 2.
You can go wizard.
And then everyone else is kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like I don't know, like a wisdom based person is gonna be like, well, this kind of sucks for me in general. It's
Yep.
like, I guess the first one's fine, but the rest is like, eh.
Mhm.
So you need to decide on how you want to make it a little bit more cohesive. And the last
So-
ability, I think that's too strong for a feat. That's like a level, that's a high level ability that you're kind of getting.
That's right. I'm fine removing that with how we're gonna scale them.
Hmm.
So for this, I still want it to be that damage reduction. You know, you take.
I think you need to change it, yeah, to be
Sure.
scaling off of something that everybody has equally, or something that only a strength person would have. Then
Why not make it based on your level then?
what you can do is any damage you take is reduced by half of your proficiency bonus or half of your strength bonus, so it's all scaling off strength.
Proficiency bonus, or half of your strength.
Yeah, if you want to for sure make it strength, then you can put half of your strength bonus. I wouldn't say or either or. I would say it's. I'm telling you, you need to choose one.
I see. I like the
Yeah.
proficiency bonus because it would make it a bit more of a general feat. Now I do agree with it being a strength.
If you are wanting this to be a strength person, then
No, I meant this to be a defensive.
okay, then the second one would also need to be changed.
Yep. When you would be forced to make a strength, dexterity, or constitution saving throw, you may ask for a reaction. Let's see. You may ask for a reaction.
Actually, I should also mention this before you go any further. Why is this a feat when somebody can pick the armament ability and kind of do what all of this is doing, but maybe better?
For the purpose of, give me a second. I'm kind of caught me caught in between thoughts. For the purpose of basically providing not class-like feature, of course they were class-like features. I haven't checked on them for like months, so I haven't reread them. To make them class-like features that are comparable to Shinigami and Quincy, which at least in my opinion, are considerably stronger of a classes than most of the regular 5e classes.
Well, I'm thinking of nerfing Shinigami because they are really strong.
God. Thank you.
I was off topic. I was DMing Speed Zombie a while ago.
Uh-huh.
Or he DM'd me, and he was like, "Bro, bounds are so strong when you get to level 20." And I said, and he was talking about their fusion ability. They're, when they fuse with the doll, they're basically invulnerable, and you just, I guess, what was your
If
thing?
you use projectile.
Yeah, if you use projectile, you're just basically, a turret gun.
Mm-hmm.
And
That can't be touched.
And I pointed out how, to be fair, in 20th level, Shinigami can have 20, +4 stats in 2 different stats. On top of their already Zanpakuto, giving them +6 more than likely if you want to focus on that.
Yeah.
And then
They get
gaining
final Bankai.
your final Bankai. You already have not a permanent, but you get 21 rounds of Bankai, providing you assured double your HP. And if you focus on the tankiness with Khan, then you are going to have over 500 HP more than likely.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yeah, don't. At 20 level balance, sure, it's good, but Shinigami is stronger.
It's beyond
by a lot.
broken.
By a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was trying to make them not necessarily class-like feats. Again, I didn't look at it like that back then, but I was definitely comparing them to the classes as opposed to the actual feats, to provide them a similar boost in power that
Yeah.
the classes gave them. But you do provide a good point.
Yeah, because like armor, you can be a full bring and pick armor, and your AC can be like 20, 18. Pick up the shield. Your AC is 20. You get Iron Body, which is threshold of 3, which is a little bit better than the damage reduction. You get Thornmail, then spell resistance. Like a lot of these things where I'm like, I don't know why someone would pick up a feat when you can
That's
just pick up that.
I think
For this
in that
specific
case-
feat, for this specific
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. I think in that case, Escudo de la Tumbas doesn't have to be there then, because I think you're right.
It would just need to be changed to something, some other defensive stuff, because what this
But
defense is giving is not better than what armor can give you.
Agreed. I think honestly in that case, because there is barrier as an armament, I don't think Escudo de los Tumbas has to be there.
I would put Escudo de la Tumba, erase the bullet points, put parentheses, defensive ability, and then you just come back to it later to see what other way you can change it. And then just come
I
back.
hate you, Diego. Okay. So yeah, I'm more than likely gonna have to nerf them because because they're still class-like feats, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe not Velocidad de la Luz. I still like Velocidad de la Luz.
Let's go to Magia de los Muertos. Fullbringer level plus for the ability to cast at least one spell. Your Fullbringer evolves through intense focus practice for your spells and combines your Fullbringer armor and you can follow. Your Fullbringer armor counts as a spellcasting focus. I like that. When you would cast a spell, you may cast it through your armor as if it was your spellcasting focus. Spellcasting switch changes the range to your weapon. The spell requires a saving throw, becomes a weapon attack roll. Whoa. Choose to store unleash.
I know.
Interesting. If you store, the spell deals an additional damage die, but loses the area effect. If the spell does not deal damage, you get +1. Attack roll if you unleash the spell. So area effect is on the creature you hit. Any creature within radius must make the second throw against the spell.
Which would include you, by the way.
Yeah. I like the craziness and variety and what the spell is trying to do. However, there's already an armament ability that does this.
Is there?
Yes.
I imagine it's Keto.
Yes, Keto. I will go to it. Keto.
Keto. Oh, nope.
It is Arcane
Okay.
Channeling.
Arcane channeling. There you are. Once during your turn, when you take the attack action successfully, you may cast a spell as part of the same action. The spell must have a casting time of 1 action and either have a range of touch or require an attack roll. The attack deals damage normally, then the effect of the spell is resolved. I see. Damn, that's just exactly the same. God damn. I mean, aside from the store and unleash feature, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fair enough.
So I would change that to help buff out. This tells me if you're a Fullbringer and you're being magic, you want to pick this up. So I would go through the Keto and the magic version of the Fullbringers. Or actually, I would just go through Keto and like, what is something additional that a Fullbringer could get that this could buff up. So if I was a Fullbringer going into Keto, this feat would boost that up. That's how I look at feats. They boost up a build that you're doing,
Yeah.
or round out a build that you're doing.
So I'll definitely table this and read Keto.
Yeah.
There we go. Table this for now.
I would say table this and read Keto.
And then Keto.
Lear Keto.
It's in Spanish. It's Leel. You know.
It's a Lear.
made this
It's a Pokemon ability.
Oh. And Lear Keto. Yeah, I want to Lear the Keto armament ability.
So going down to Velocidad de la Luz. Fullbringer level 4. You begin to enhance your speed with your Fullbringer Light and combine it with your natural speed. You gain the following feature. You gain an additional 20 feet of Bringer Light. You may, as a bonus action, spend 1 SP to dash. You must only use your Fullbringer Light feature. Okay. When you use your Bringer Light feature, you may spend your reaction to shift around both locations. You gain a +2 bonus to your AC until the beginning of your next turn. Once this reaction is finished, you appear in either location you choose. Oh, I like that. That's
Yeah, I don't.
interesting.
I don't think Velocidad de la... I mean, it's good because you get a bonus to AC and you can dash, but your Bringer Light and any of the speed bonuses are like an ability you have to cherish and protect, basically.
Yeah. I like this. You gain an additional 20 feet of Bringer Light. Okay.
You can make that scale, if anything.
As a bonus action, you may spend 1 speed to dash. I would get rid of you may. So just put as a bonus action, spend 1 SP.
As a bonus action, spend 1 SP to dash.
I would just say you're not even dashing. I would just say as a bonus action, spend 1 SP to use your Bringer Light feature. Yeah, as a bonus action, spend 1 SP to use your Bringer Light feature. Yeah, that's a lot cleaner. When you use your Bringer Light feature, you may spend your reaction to shift around both locations. I would just make this Less fluffy.
Hmm.
I see what you're trying to do. I'm trying to think of a way to.
My dog just left the womb.
I would. What's a good way? So when you use your bringer light feature, uh, you may spend your reaction to shift around both locations. I'm trying to figure out if that's clear enough to someone who reads this.
Yeah.
Because someone can read it and be like, which locations? Well, the location from your initial start to where you full bring to. I don't think it's the original. I don't think it's that because you can. No, by the rules, I think I have. I think you're. I think it already might work by the rules. Let me just go to one of these nerds and read it again. Just double check. When you use your normal, when you can instead of use simply spend a number of shampoo feet instead of 5 feet, so what that's the amount to an occupancy space.
So why not as a reaction?
Okay, so by the Shumpo rules, you can Shumpo to different locations in the same turn as long as you have enough Shumpo to do so. So by Raw, it's pretty crazy because I can Shumpo to this location, this location, this location, this location, and be like, okay, so now I can teleport to each one's. So at that point, you can just get rid of the first part and just say, you know, when you use your, if you use your full bring and light feature this turn, you gain a +2 bonus to your AC until the beginning of your next turn. And then, as a reaction, you instantly teleport to any previous location you shumpoed, or like you used your bring light to. Or just say, I would probably get rid of that. That's like really, I mean, I don't know. It's pretty cool, but it's really confusing and it's a lot to put into one bullet point.
I think for flavor, you can always just say, hey, you're just appearing so fast with your finger of light, you don't know where you are, or they don't know where you are.
Yeah.
So it can just be a flavor thing.
I think you need to also put a limit on the how much movement of feet they have to do to gain the bonus, because they can be like, oh, I'll just full bring like 5 feet, now I have a +2, you
That's
know,
fair.
bonus to AC. So I think you need to put, if you
15?
I think 20. A lot of other ones are 20.
That's
From
fair.
what I remember, like charge and all the other ones are 20 feet. So I would say if you spend 20 feet of your full bringer light feature on your turn,
Your turn. There you go.
you gain a +2 bonus to your AC until the beginning of your next turn. Yeah. That way, I think this is balanced enough that you can remove that level cap. Or put it to like level 2, if anything. But I don't think this is crazy enough to have a level cap on it. I think it's pretty good. I'm alright with someone having
Additional 20 feet.
having this at level 1. I don't think it's that crazy.
I mean, what do you get level 1 for Bringer of Light anyway? You get, that's Quincy. I mean, 40 feet of Bringer Light that you're able to use, you know,
I think
once
it's
ever.
yeah. I don't think it's a big deal.
And
Yeah, you
then
spend 20 feet of your bringer light
Absorption.
feature on your turn. You gain a +2 bonus to your AC until your next turn. Yeah. I think it's fine. Actually, I think I would put 30 feet because this is giving you bonus 20 feet. So that means it gives it for free. So I would put 30 feet. So you have to spend an additional 10, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say yeah. If you spend 30 feet of your bring your light feature on your turn, yeah. Forces you to be a little bit more mobile to
For
get
sure.
that bonus. I like this.
I'll let you know. This next feat is 16th level. It is strong.
All right.
Oh, I remember this
It
one.
is-
This
it is
one
a
kind of
Absorción del Ryatsu. You gain the ability to take Ryatsu for yourself, transforming your body, enhancing your full brain capabilities to powerful degrees. You gain the following benefits. As an action, you gain the ability to absorb a creature's Ryatsu for yourself, targeting a creature with a challenge rating higher than your level. You may make a Ryatsu check against a creature's Ryatsu check. On a success, you gain the following benefits. You gain a movement speed equal to the creature's movement.
Which can be nerfed. Everything can be nerfed about this feat. I was very like, this shit gonna be nerfed.
No, that means you change your movement speed to theirs by Raw.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in that case.
I
I'm
think
fine
you
with
mean
that,
you
actually.
gain a bonus to your movement speed equal to theirs, right? Is that what you're intending?
Yes.
Yeah. As written, that means if they have 20 feet and you have 30, you're now 20. Or you gain two instances of movement speeds. You have a 30
let's-
movement and a 20 movement, which doesn't work.
Let's
you
be
guys.
honest.
All the creators
If you have-
armament, even if you are
If
able
a
to
higher
do-
level challenge rating creature than you has 20 feet, what the fuck are you doing? You're 16th level.
Yeah, you gain all of the creature's armaments, even if you aren't able to gain it yourself. Okay, if the creature has Bankai, you double your HP. You gain an amount of SP equal to the amount that creature had. Interesting. After you use this feature, you can no longer use this feature after 50 years as your body acclimates to the new abilities of your abilities. All right, what is this based off of?
Do you remember Ginjo or Ginto, whatever his
Oh,
name is, when he absorbed
yeah, I know.
Ichigo's abilities? Remember he absorbed like Ichigo's Fullbringer at the moment.
And then you got that transformation, yeah.
Yeah. He gave
Yes. Okay. Why 50 years?
Do you want your player constantly absorbing higher level Rayats? I mean,
I'm
I
more of
don't-
like, where did you choose 50 years from?
just as it's mainly pure mechanic in order to just prevent like players going. Now I have.
I'm gonna
so
absorb that
much."
guy. I'm gonna absorb that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, that's a nice looking Tarask.
Did
That's a nice looking Tiamat.
That's mainly it.
I don't think
Yeah.
Ginjo absorbed and stole Ichigo's powers. I think he tricked him into giving it to him.
Did he?
Am I
You wanna watch
remembering?
the
Am
episode
I
again?
remembering it wrong?
I'm not sure.
was-
Let's
I
go to
was just
YouTube.
fresh.
YouTube.
Ginjo takes Ichigo's power. Let's see how. I don't remember. Betrays Ichigo steals his power. Okay, let's see how it goes. Oh, I don't think you guys can hear the audio, but let's see how it went down.
Kurosaki.
Like he tricked him because he was acting good.
Yeah.
もらうぜお前のフルブリング
Okay, stuff is deciding.
Okay, so he is straight up stealing it. That
来た来た
seems really weird to me.
That we have to do it and before. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I know he gets a lot. Oh, I'm not gonna spoil anything.
is Ginjo that strong that he just can overpower Ichigo and steal his ability like that? I mean, I guess I know he's supposed to be depowered at that point, but is he that depowered that
Well,
Ginjo
no.
can walk up to him and be like, "I'm gonna give you the big suck. That's mine now."
It was like noted that Ichigo was close to his Bankai level.
Yeah, so that's kind of weird that Ginjo was able to just stab him and steal it, and there seemed to be no fight from Ichigo. He just stole it
'Cause
easy peasy.
Because I was just fresh of watching that part, and I remember that part being like, "Oh, Ichigo's surprised that Ginjo is betraying him." After Uryu says, "Hey, that guy's a bitch." Like that's it. That's I.
Hmm.
Now again, this feature is obviously one I
Potentially
was.
overpowered.
I'm okay with making this an ability or a feat that a Fullbring can pick up because theoretically, by everything they've done, this is something that they should be able to do
Yeah.
or can do. And so far, Ginjo's the only one
Right.
to seem to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think every Fullbring should be able to do it.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's fair.
So I think it's fine. I would change it maybe. So what I don't like about it is that I think it's too high of a level that no one's going to get access to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of campaigns end around level 14, 15. Usually.
That's fair.
So
Yeah.
being 16 plus,
Very valid.
probably no one's going to be able to use this ability. I like putting abilities around this high level because it incentivizes campaigns to go that long. Because people are like, oh, we want to keep going. I want to look forward. I want to do this ability. So I would lower it to at least 15.
But you can't get a fate at 15.
You can in this system, baby.
Oh yeah, the increased talent. You're right.
Well, also too, yeah. In this system specifically, I haven't laid out specific rules for it because D&D already has them where your characters can train and gain a feat. It's in Zenithor's Guide, I believe. So that's why
yeah.
I put some of these at weird levels that you mentioned before too, Ben, where you're like, you don't get a feat at this level. Well, technically you can if you do these things that gain a feat. So you
Yeah.
could potentially gain a feat at any level. So some of these need to not only be I try to keep these feats levels in levels where people pick up, feats at by free from like
Yeah.
classes or whatever, just so it's a little bit better. But I'm okay with putting them in other spots for that reason. And also that
I mean, I like this
incentivizes
feat
people to do that and get a
Yeah.
feat by training.
Yeah.
So I would say 15. What I don't like about it is you targeting a creature with a CR higher than you. That is revealing information that is not done
Shouldn't be
anymore in
shown.
5e. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can be like, oh, like, I mean, I'm not saying you guys, but like some players can be like, I'm going to target this person with this ability. They have a higher CR. Okay, guys, they have a higher CR. Let's get the fuck out of here, not fight this guy.
That's fair.
And I want players need to figure out something is too strong to fight through the battle. And they're like, oh shit, this just did 30 damage to me. We should get out of here,
Yeah.
Or like other methods. I don't like them doing that. I would just get rid of that prerequisite, like
Entirely.
target a creature. Yeah, I would just say you target a creature, you make a Ryatsu check, on a success, you steal their Ryatsu,
You see the Rayatsu check, do the math themselves, and it's like, well, shit.
Yeah, and then they'll figure out if it's strong or not. So,
Okay.
so as an action, you gain the. I would get rid of you gain the ability to absorb Ryatsu. I would just get rid of that sentence. That's just like fluff.
Yeah. That's an action.
And I would get rid of May because you're just doing it. So you're not gonna. I'm gonna activate it, but I'm gonna choose not to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As their action, you. I would say as an action, you target a creature within 60 feet of you that you can see.
Target creature within 60 feet of that. See.
You both make opposed Ryatsu checks.
Both make oppose. Posted a Rayatsu checks.
On a success, you gain the following benefits. You gain a bonus to your movement speed equal to the creature's movement speed. I would say half. Well, by Ginjo's thing, you're kind of just stealing it. I don't know if that's too powerful to just steal this stuff from a creature. I want to stay in line with you stealing some of their stuff, but not stealing
the
it
same big-
entirely.
I mean, it's
Um,
fine because all we saw Ginjo steal was his power, not like,
Ability itself.
yeah.
No, he stole everything, and then
Oh,
that's
you're
when they
right.
showed up with a sword and were like, "Here you go, Ichigo. We're here to save the day." And then he got reinvigorated. So he legit just sucked it all out of him. Which I don't know if I want. I don't know if that's because I mean, what's stopping from, one player being a dickhead and going to another player and being like, "I'm gonna take your stuff."
Oh, let's say if it's an enemy creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As an action, you target a.
Well, the thing is, an enemy creature can then be.
Player.
Yeah, because he can
Yeah.
consider it as a so that wording really doesn't matter too much most
It'd
of the
be
time.
like monster, but then again, there's no defined wording in anywhere in the system. Like 5e, that describes them as a monster. They always are described as creatures, even constructs and undead.
Yeah.
Creature are controlled by the DM.
I would say. Is this something they can do to everybody, or can they only transfer powers between Shinigami and Fullbringers? Wasn't that
I
something that
think
they
they can-
said?
I think they can do it to anyone because Ginjo only gave it to the other Fullbringers.
Yeah, Fullbring transference. Ginjo is capable of transferring portions of the Fullbring he has absorbed to other Fullbringers. Okay.
But the thing is that we keep saying that just because he only gave it to other Fullbringers.
Okay, let me go through the part. So, enhanced Cross of Scaffold. Ginjo places his sub Shinibad on a sword, merging it with the sword. In this form, the Cross of Scaffold is very similar to its original form. The center portion of the crown, whatever, now has a small handle, whatever. Okay, Fullbring Absorption. Upon impaling a target on his blade, Ginjo is capable of absorbing another Fullbringer's powers. Ah, so it's only Fullbring. So you would change creature to Fullbringer.
Got it.
Okay.
This causes the Fullbring to break down and draws it into the sword. The effective ability causes that would be normally a physical injury to leave no actual wound. Okay.
So you target a creature with a Fullbringer.
So you target Fullbringer, creature, change that to Fullbringer. You target a Fullbringer within 60 feet of you. That you can see. Both make opposed Ryatsu checks. Yeah, that we can leave that. Okay. This causes the Fullbringer to break down and draw into the sword. The effective ability causes what would be normally physical to leave no actual wound. Yeah, whatever. Ability replication. Upon absorption of one's Fullbring, he also incorporates their own Ryatsu into the attack, making it virtually identical to the original user. This allows Ginjo the ability to use any technique that was incorporated within the Fullbring. Oh, well, basically you have that there. Okay. Invaders must die. As a result of exchanging powers among all the execution members as a sign of loyalty, Ginjo
That's the guy with the.
is able to stop
Yes,
Yukio from deactivating his Fullbring without his explicit orders while he is in Yukio's Fullbring range. Oh,
Yeah,
that's just because he absorbs. Okay, that's just because he
Yeah.
absorbed some of his stuff. Okay.
That was the PS Vita.
And then the Clad type Fullbring, after
Yeah.
stealing Ichigo's Clad type, is enveloped in an armor, skeletal inspired, similar to the latter's. His chest is covered in bone like, his hands are clad. Yeah. The armor is durable enough. Yeah, okay, whatever. Getsugo Tensho is able to use Getsugo Tensho, releasing a blast of highly condensed. Yep, whatever. Fullbring transference. We just read that one. Ginjo's own enhanced spiritual. After gaining part of Ichigo's Ryatsu, Ginjo's own spiritual power increases greatly. His energy-based attacks become stronger, and he is able to fight Ichigo in his Shinigami form. Enhanced energy blast by gathering. Yeah, okay, whatever. Bankai. Okay, whatever. Okay. So as an actually target a Fullbringer within 6 feet of you, you can see you both make opposed Ryatsu checks on 6. You gain the following minutes. You gain a bonus to your move speed equal to that creature's movement speed. You gain all of the creature's armaments, even if you're not able to gain yourself.
So I mean, you can gain all the armor.
Yeah, I would say you gain all of the creature's armament types and abilities.
That's fair.
If the creature has Bankai, I would get rid of that. I would get
That's
rid of that.
relevant. Yep.
Yeah, not relevant. You gain an amount of SP equal to the amount that creature had. Yes. And
And then I guess I can remove this then, or I want a limit to it because I don't want you to just be doing it. I thought of that point is purely a balance feature.
Yeah. I'm trying to think to how often should this be done, because as far as we know, there's no limit.
There's no real limit.
Yeah, it's limited by you can no longer use this feature after 50 years as your body acclimates to the new abilities of your as
Oh, that last bit is fluff.
because he's done this multiple times, because he took some from Yukio, he took some from other members, so this is
This is happening within the span of like a couple weeks for sure.
yeah, like definitely not 50 years. So they're doing this multiple times. But this is a big deal one. Those ones are just like abilities here and there. This is like a big suck.
Yeah.
Which, I'm thinking of limiting it to kind of the Sternritter medallions, where you can only do it one person at a time.
Oh, so you can only have one set of stuff absorbed at a time, yeah.
Yeah.
So what would it be? Sorry. I know I read Alley a long time ago.
We can okay, so I would say after you use this feature, if you use it again on a different target, you lose access to the previous abilities and gain the new target's abilities unless you wait 50 years for the abilities. Unless you wait 50 years for your body to acclimate to the abilities and become permanent.
All right. So you lose access to the what?
Okay, first hold on. So okay, I would change on success, you temporarily gain the following abilities. So they know this is kind of temporarily. Temporarily gain the following abilities. Okay. After you use this feature, if you use this again on a different creature, you lose the benefits you gained from the previous target. Yeah, after you use this feature,
That works.
if you use this again on a different creature, I guess on a different Fullbringer, because technically you can only target a Fullbringer. So change creature to Fullbringer. It says on a different Fullbringer, you lose the benefits you gained from the previous target. Yeah. After you use this feature, if you use this again on a different Fullbringer, you lose the benefits you gained from the previous target. And then I would new sentence, if you wait 50 years before using this ability again, the benefits become permanent. There you go. Yeah, after you use this feature, if you use this again on a different Fullbringer, you lose the benefits you gained from the previous targets. If you wait 50 years before using this ability again, the benefit becomes permanent. Yeah. I think this is pretty good.
I'm like, this is a 15th level feature, but was 16th at the time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be strong.
This
Yeah.
is also a... Technically, they lose all the stuff too, so we gotta also... on the second bullet, you gain all the creature's armaments, types, and abilities, and they lose access to those types and abilities.
So you gain.
So it
the
applies-
No,
Yeah.
the second bullet,
Okay, here.
So you gain all the... You gain all of the Fullbringers. We gotta make sure we're changing that. All of the Fullbringers, armament types, no, creature. One word to the left.
Oops.
all of the Fullbringer's armament types and abilities, and they lose access to those types and abilities.
And you lose.
No, they
Okay,
do. They do.
They lose access to those types and abilities.
You
And
gain
then
an amount
you
of SP, and same thing for there as well.
And they lose access to the SP.
I would change you gain an amount of SP to you gain bonus SP.
You gain
Yeah.
bonus SP.
Equal to the amount that creature had, and you lose access to their SP. Yeah. I think I would actually change because first one's fine. No, because he straight up took out of it.
I fucking know.
You gain bonuses to use the amount creature had, and they lose. And their max SP pool is reduced by the same amount.
To 0.
Yeah, max HP or SP pool is reduced.
I would get rid of pool because
It's
it's
reduced.
spirit pool.
You could
It's
say-
spirit pool, so it's just and their max SP is reduced by the same amount.
You could say it's reduced to 0 though. can't you?
No, because that means it's 0 and it's always 0 and it can't go up higher.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I'm also trying to think of a wording with the Fullbringer armament abilities where they just straight up, don't lose them forever, and they can what the Rukia did to Ichigo, sword, got your abilities kind of back or got them again, So I'm trying to think of a way
Yeah.
to do that so they can't ever lose that again anymore. That's on the
Yeah.
first one. I don't want to steal their speed. Instead, you just gain a bonus to it, and they don't lose it. So that way they don't have 0 movement speed, and they can never walk anymore. They want you to just put someone in a wheelchair after you use this ability.
Yeah.
You gain all the Fullbringer's armament types and abilities, and they lose access to those types and abilities. I think losing access might be fine. No, but if they get that again, they'll get them back. And if they gain your stuff back,
They temporarily lose access.
you gain all the Fullbringer's armaments types and abilities, and they. I would remove access to those 2 words. Remove those 2 words. Yep, because it's basically stolen from them, and if they get something like what Rukia did, it gives them a new type and it gives them everything, and that means they can rebuild basically. So that means they no longer.
Yeah.
So if they get something like that, that's fine. They lose those types and abilities.
Yeah.
At the very end of that too, they lose those types and abilities, and their full bring dissipates.
And full burning. What did you say?
Dissipates.
This
As you, and then you can add fluff, like as you absorbed it into your being or something, just so it's explained with fluff of what exactly is happening and why it's disappearing. You have to use this feature. After you use this feature, if you use this again on a different Fullbringer, you lose the benefits you gained from the previous target. If you wait 50 years before using this ability again, the benefits become permanent. Yeah, if it becomes too busted broken later on when we do some testing, then we'll find out. But at the moment, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
And this is why we're doing this.
Yep. Okay, well, I would
Now
continue
we're-
going to the gauntlets, but we're already
Yeah. it's
past
10.
an hour. It's getting late already. So we're gonna stop there, and hopefully, Gio, you schedule your one-on-one session, and we can go through the gauntlets.
Oh yeah.